Welcome back to Memorial Park, folks. This is about set for game number 2 of today's doubleheader between those guys and Waseca. Umpires back out onto the field, and the wind not letting up one bit, especially up here in the Crow's Nest, but we're still set to bring you 7 more innings of action. Those guys just defeated Waseca in game number 1, 11-0, scoring 11 runs on 9 base hits. Waseca only getting 1 base hit, 2 defensive errors. And the win going to Nick Henricks. Great showing from him. He only gave up 3 walks, 1 base hit, and 7 strikeouts through 4 complete innings. And we had Will Sturck go 2 complete, retiring all 6 batters he faced, striking out 2. So good showing from those 2 on the mound. And offensively, it was one heck of a game for those guys. Let's go through the lineup here. Brad Goulet finished the game 1 for 3 with a single and a walk and 2 runs scored. Tynan Shahidi had the exact same stats, 1 for 3, a single, 2 runs scored. Brendan Doherty reached base 4 times, a single, a double, and 2 walks. A perfect 4 for 4 times on base and 2 for 2 at the dish. Also scoring 2 runs. Arthur Sells, 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI double and 2 runs scored with a walk. Will Sturck reached base twice on a walk and an RBI single, going 1 for 3. Chris Witzke will be this next game's leadoff batter. He went 0 for 3, reached on a walk. Carter Tronson went 1 for 3, a single and a walk. And Connor Lang had an RBI single, going 1 for 4. And Sam Olson went 1 for 2, a 2 RBI double and 2 walks, 1 run scored. And ultimately, it was his double, which scored Sturck and Tronson to put away Waseca 11-0, and a 10-run rule kicked in the 6th. And we're just about set here. Lucas Gardner going to be the starting pitcher for those guys. A right-hander out of Iowa Lakes Community College, committing to Gardner-Webb University at Division I. A top pitcher out of Esterville Lincoln Central High School, as well as Iowa Lakes Community College in that area. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineup now for the Waseca Braves. Trying to fight back a little bit after dropping the first game today, 11-0. Leading things off at third base this game, number 22, Cody Olfers. Batting second in center field, number 11, Hunter Frericks. Batting third and on the mound, number 17, Sheldon Gant. Take a look at our roster here. Number 13, Ryan Wangan will be the cleanup batter and first baseman. Batting fifth in right field, number 23, Kyle Wofe. Batting sixth and at shortstop, number 2, Xander Fitzsimmons. Batting seventh and at the catcher, number 8, Zach Hoyne. Batting eighth in left field, number 15, Jack Paskowski. And rounding out the lineup with the second baseman, number 10, Lucas Cruz. Seven more innings coming up. Once again, thank you for watching tonight's doubleheader here live from Bancroft Memorial Park. Very good to have live baseball once again. Here in the state of Iowa, high school seasons will start tomorrow, so it's definitely an exciting time if you're a big fan of baseball like myself. Also got a new catcher for Gardner this game, Isaac Thurin, out of Northwestern College in Orange City. Also a Humboldt grad, like teammate Chris Witzke. Top of the first inning, and we're just about underway here. Cody Olfers, the third baseman, number 22, steps in. Going 0 for 3 in the first game, but he sure found barrel. So a tough 0 for 3 at that first pitch from the stretch, and he fouls this one down the left field side and out of the park, out of play. Strike one. Again, 0 for 3, but that was a hard 0 for 3 at that. He was able to put good wood on the ball. But 0-1 count here for the first batter of game number 2. As the pitcher Gardner for those guys comes set from the stretch, second pitch, and in there for strike 2. Quickly working ahead, 0-2 in the count. 82 degrees, sunny and very windy. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds gusting close to 40 at the time of the first pitch here. 0-2 count. Third pitch going to miss in the dirt, low and outside, ball 1. For Cody Olfers, this game's third baseman. One ball, 2 strikes, and Olfer's going to call time at the plate. And to regain his composure, stay alive here with 2 strikes. 1-2 count. Nobody on, nobody out. This is the leadoff batter for this game, and chopped foul softly towards the first base dugout. Wind just continuing to howl relentlessly, blowing straight in from center field. Might not see any home runs, but there have been a couple times the outfielders got beat on some fly balls. 1-2, this one stroked into right center, and Cody Olfer is going to lead this game off with a single to right field. Very nice piece of hitting there with 2 strikes. He digs down low and is a nice line drive past our second baseman this game, Tynan Shahidi. We'll take a look at those guys starting lineup here after the first half inning. After the leadoff single from Olfers, we'll go to Hunter Frericks, this game's starting center fielder for Waseca. Getting bumped up to the 2-hole this game. Gardner still working from the stretch. Now he has a runner on first, no outs. First pitch, and grounded right back at the pitcher. Gardner loses footing. He'll just have to elect to go to first and transfer. We'll just step on the bag for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out to retire Frericks. Back here now after the 1-3 put out, advancing Olfers to second. We'll go to Sheldon Gant. He'll take the first pitch, couldn't quite get the call on it. A lot of duties up here in the press box today. Gant will be today's starting pitcher. With 1 down, runner on second. Second pitch taken for a strike. And it's an 0-2 count here for Gant. The pitch and just fouled sharply back. So now a 4-pitch at bat. Oh, 2 count here for Gardner. This one chopped foul to the third base side. Oh, 2 pitch, 4th on the at bats, and Olson makes a nice grab at short, but drops it. Gonna be an error on those guys as Gant's gonna go in safely at first. Can't connect and follow through. Can't get the throw to first, so instead it's E6, and we'll now go to the cleanup hitter, Ryan Wang in. With 1 down, runners at the corners. So Wang, a left-handed hitter. Let's see what he does here. First run of the game, just 90 feet away. First pitch from Gardner. It's going to miss outside, ball one. Coach giving signs down the third base side. Got a 1-0 count now. Wang taking his first at-bat of the day. See if Gant has Gardner at first. Instead, he'll just pick over, try to hold him there. Still scoreless. 1 down, 1 ball, no strikes. First baseman up at the plate, Ryan Wangan. The pitch swung on and chopped foul as it goes off the batter's ankle, and there's strike one. I'll get the count to even here. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away. Third pitch of the at-bat on the way, and it's hit in the air towards the left side. Shallow left field. Doherty going to have a tough play on this one, and he won't get to it. Caught up in the wind, but too far out of reach. Instead, it's a long strike two on a foul ball from Wangan. Gardner at least works back ahead in the count. Going to see another right-hander out of DMAC. Brett Price this game, as well as Josh Lonan. After Gardner, so we'll see 3 pitchers for those guys this game. 1-2. Almost painting the corner, just a few inches off the plate for ball 2. Not a bad spot there with 2 strikes for the pitcher, Gardner. Gardner shakes off a pitch and another. And he comes set. Thurin setting up. Here's the 2-2. No runner on the play, and this ball chopped foul once again. Wang just wasting pitches here. And getting deep in this at-bat. With 2 foul balls, he's now going to be waiting the 7th pitch of the at-bat, so he's doing a great job here in the cleanup hole. Still looking to drive in the run from third base. It was still 2-2 in the count. Runner takes off for second. This one misses high for ball 3. Working a full count with 1 down. We now have 2 runners in scoring position. Gardner going to have to find a way out of this one. It's going to have to start here with the batter, Ryan Wang. And 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down and a play at first. You're going to want to hold those runners. Gardner kicks and fires, and this one fouled away. Working a 9-pitch at-bat. Wang and getting real deep in this one, and just at this point fouling off everything Gardner has for him with 2 strikes. Gardner from the stretch, and this one will miss high and inside for ball 4. Here in the top of the first, we're still scoreless, but bases are loaded with just 1 down, and here's a guy who had a very solid game 1 at the plate. After Wang walks, it's Kyle Wofe, the right fielder. Had a hit and a hard line drive out. So you can't let him, can't really offer much for him, or else he's probably going to make you pay for it. He's a very solid hitter so far today. 1 down and out at any bag here. Bases loaded for Wofe. First run of the game, just 90 feet away. This one in the dirt. Thurin going to block it for ball 1 on the first pitch of the at-bat. And here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's going to plunk Wofe, and that'll bring home the first run of the game for Waseca. They lead those guys 1-0, and Gardner in a little bit of trouble here. Base is still loaded, still 1 out. And we go to the 6-hitter, Xander Fitzsimmons. First pitch the at-bat to Fitzsimmons, and he's just going to get a piece of it foul. Strike one. Gardner resets with an 0-1 count on the batter Fitzsimmons. This one going to miss high and inside, ball one. 1-1 count, one down, still bases loaded. Gardner going to have to find a way out of this one without any further damage, but that's easier said than done. Still got to try to settle into this game. 1-1 count, 1-0 for Waseca. Second pitch swung on and missed for strike two. Those guys only trailing for the second time this year. See if they can battle back when they come up to the plate. 1-2 the count on the shortstop, Xander Fitzsimmons, and he's going to call time at the plate. Here's the 1-2. Taken high for ball two. A very tight zone, so Gardner's going to have to find a way to really hit his spots. Try to give Waseca something to swing at here. Gardner resets. The pitch. Swung on and missed, and with runners on the bases, that's just going to be strike three. So Gardner gets out number two. At least they can play any out here. For the catcher, Zach Hohen. Number 8, a right-hander, but still got to work hard here for out number 3. Runners still at every base, 2 away. First pitch of the at-bat to Hohen, high and inside, ball one. The 1-0. Swung on, grounded sharply foul. And there's strike one to even the count back at 1 apiece. We have really never seen wind at this capacity, at least since I've been calling games here at Memorial Park. This is getting a little ridiculous here, just howling straight from center field. Next weekend, though, it should be blowing the other way. 2-1 count here, 2 down. Waseca still trying to add to a 1-0 lead. Batter Zach Hohen has the bases loaded. Fourth pitch of the at-bat from the belt, and in there for strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Gardner trying to work out of this jam. And here's the fifth pitch of the at-bat. He'll sit him down. A pitch taken at the letters. And there's his second straight strikeout for Lucas Gardner. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error from those guys, and a walk and a hit by pitch. And those guys trail for the second time this year. 1-0 heading to the bottom of the first. We got Witzke leading things off. Chris Witzke, that is, out of center field, batting second to second baseman Tynan Shahidi. Batting third to third baseman Brendan Doherty. Batting fourth in left field Arthur Sells. Batting fifth in the DH for those guys Will Sturrock. Batting sixth in right Gabe Eckstein. Batting seventh at first Carter Tronson. Batting eighth behind the dish Isaac Thurin. And batting ninth at short Sam Olson. Welcome back to Memorial Park. Chris Witzke set to lead things off here in the bottom of the first. Went 0 for 3 the first game, but a couple more opportunities for him here. Overall, we've seen solid work for him at the plate as he takes ball one. So now those guys trying to climb back from a 1-0 deficit. Their first opportunity at the plate. 1-0 count. Here's the first pitch, and actually second pitch, first strike. 1-1 now. Nobody on, nobody out for those guys. We got the second hitter, Tynan Shahidi, on deck. Brendan Doherty in the hole. Lead things off for those guys, bottom of first. Third pitch of the at-bat. Witzke swings on this and fouls it straight back. Strike two. And a 1-2 count now. Witzke moving up in the box on the right-hander. Sheldon Gant the picture, and he gets him chasing upstairs for strike three and out number one to put away Witzke swinging. Sheldon Gant, one of the better pitchers for Waseca. Going to be a little tougher go around for those guys, especially with a 1-0 lead for the Braves. Shahidi, the batter, 1 for 3 earlier today. He hits this one in the air, and the wind will just push it straight to the parking lot. Foul ball. A 1 count now. This one taken high inside ball one. One count, one away. Gant from the windup. He'll take this one for strike two. Cuts just in the zone. Looked like a slider there from Gant. 1-2 from the windup. He fires and popped him up. This is going to be in shallow center field. Bermuda's triangle, second baseman running to it. He's not going to get it. Lands in the dirt, and that wind has been detrimental more to the fielders than it really has to the hitters. That's going to be Shahidi reaching on an error for the second time today. And the first in this one. May not be pretty, but you need base runners here. One down, runner on first, and we got Brendan Doherty at the plate. Gant now from the stretch. First pitch, and it's going to get past the catcher. Shahidi takes second on ball one. A wild pitch. One-0 count now for Doherty. Pitch taken right over the heart of the plate, strike one. This is a hitter that likes to be picky, but paid off for him in game one earlier today, going 2 for 2 with a couple of walks as well. A run scored and a double. Third pitch of the at-bat, and this one hit to left field on a nice line drive. They're going to hold Shahidi at third. And Doherty will stay at first, but there's the first base hit of the game for those guys. We now got runners at the corners with one down. Following the Doherty single, we now go to Arthur Sells, one of the strongest bats on this team in the cleanup spot. A 2 RBI double to deep left back in game number one. And a big opportunity for him here with less than 2 outs. Gant still working from the stretch. First pitch, the at-bat, and Sells hits this one in the air the other way. Right fielder trying to track it down, but it tails foul. Would have potentially been a sacrifice fly. Sell having a second chance here. Trying to straighten it out with an 0-1 count. Gant from the belt, the 0-1. And Sells a little indecisive, holds back, and takes strike 2. The innermost part of the zone. It's got to battle back here, expand the zone. And the third pitch of the at-bat fouls it away. Still 0-2. Tying run at third. Go ahead on first. Sells the batter. 1 for 3 earlier today. Fourth pitch of the at-bat. Sells going to hit this one right back up the middle. Runner safe at second. They're going to get Sells at first for out number 2 and an RBI ground out. A slow roller right back to the shortstop and a 6-3 put out, but an RBI. That's all that matters. You bring that tying run home. And we're tied now. Will Sturck, the designated hitter, now at the plate, batting 5th in the order. First pitch, and in the dirt. Bounces either off the umpire or catcher's mask, and go-ahead run. Doherty now goes to third. On a 1-0 count for Sturck as he works ahead. From the stretch, 1-0 hit deep to left center, past the fielders and down. An RBI double for Sturck. He's heading into second, standing up. And a great piece of hitting there for the Nyack product. Turns on this one and brings Doherty home from third. Those guys trail not for too long. They now lead 2-1. Stepping in for the first time today out of Nyack as well in right field, Gabe Eckstein. He had a wonderful game yesterday against Waverly Montrose. Or Montrose Waverly, going 3 for 4. He takes the first pitch, strike 1. After the 2-out RBI double from Sturck. Let's see if we can keep adding here with 2 outs. Second pitch to Eckstein. He'll take this one in the dirt inside, ball 1. Already a lot of offense early in this one. Count even at 1-1. Here's the pitch, and he paints the low outside corner for strike 2. Great spot for Gant to work back ahead. 1 ball to 2 strikes. Fourth pitch on the way, and he won't get Eckstein chasing this one. Skips off the plate for ball 2. 2-2 now. Gant from the belt, the 2-2, and just a little inside. Not a bad spot with 2 strikes. That's a pitch I feel like Sheldon Gantz got earlier. Well, this time it misses for ball 4. We have a full count 2 away here. Runner on second. 2-1 for those guys. And here's the payoff pitch as Sturck takes off for third. He's going to round third as a wild pitch goes to the backstop, and they get the throw in time for out number 3. Unfortunate there. Sturck thrown out at the plate. And they're going to leave 1 runner stranded after the wild pitch for ball 4. As Sturck takes third. And great hustle, but just couldn't get there in time. So instead, heading into the top of the second, we got a new pitcher, Brett Price Jr. out of DMAC. Coming in for those guys. Top of the second on tap. Welcome back to Memorial Park. Brett Price Jr. out of Des Moines Area Community College now in the game for those guys. One of the top throwers out of Boone University as well. Boone High School, excuse me. How to get my bearings straight up here as Lucas Gardner's day comes to an end after one inning. Had 2 strikeouts and 1 run scored. 1 hit given up and 1 error. A ball. This one hit right back to Price on a grounder, and he jumps up and makes the grab and the throw to first for out number 1. Great play right there from the young pitcher to put away Jack Paskowski. 1-3 on 1 pitch. Got the 9-hitter up now, a pitcher from last game, second baseman this time, Lucas Cruz. With 1 down, nobody on base, it's a 2-1 score. Those guys out in front of the Waseca Braves. Price from the windup. This one swung on and missed for strike 2. So Price already off to a pretty solid start through 3 pitches at least. The 0-2. Slider, not a bad spot there. Taken for ball 1. Don't forget, we got more baseball for you next weekend. Fairmont and Lonsdale here for a triangular series on Saturday. And Blue Earth for a doubleheader a week from today. Price wasting a little time, and he paints the corner, taken for strike 3. And there's out number 2. Cruz is retired. Goes down looking, and we now go back to the top of the order. Cody Olfers. 1 for 1 with a lone hit so far for the Braves. And he also scored their first run of the game. The wind continues to pick up here as Price goes back to his slider. Going to miss outside for ball 1. Already 2 quick outs for the young right-hander. One-zero pitch to Olfers. He's been on point today. 1 for 4, but all of his outs have been pretty hard from the first game. Found good barrel. And he's got a 2-0 hitters count here. Price trying to settle back in. Back in the windup and third pitch of the at-bat. Taken just above the letters for ball 3. So far this at-bat, Price just around the zone, but not quite in it. 3-0, this should be a get-me-over pitch here, and it's going to miss just a bit inside for ball 4. Second straight time Olfers reaches base. This time on a free 90. We'll go now to the number 2 hitter. 0 for 1 with a ground out. Hunter Frericks as center fielder for Waseca. First pitch taken, ball 1. A 1-0 count here. Second pitch. Taken upstairs, ball 2. Price with the 2-0 from the stretch, ground to the left side. Doherty tries to make the scoop, and he can't make the grab on the run. It's going to be E5 there on a slow roller, just getting under the glove. Doherty at third will now go to Sheldon Gantz, reaching base by an E6 last time up. Runners at first and second, 2 down. 1-0 count here. Here's the pitch to Gant. Fastball inside taken for strike 1. 1-1. Price kicks and fires. This one taken high for ball 2. We now work the count, 2 balls to 1 strike. Fourth pitch on the way. Swung on and just getting a piece of it into the mitt. Strike 2. Big swing there for Gant. Let's see if he can try to tie this one up as he heads back out to the mound. The bottom of the second coming up. We got deuces across the scoreboard. Price from the belt gets him chasing outside. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 3. Good job for Price to get out of that small jam here in the top of the second. That'll send those guys up to the plate here in the bottom of the second. Leading Waseca 2-1. Bottom of the second inning here, we'll lead off with Carter Tronson, first baseman out of Davenport University. He is committed there. First pitch from Gant. It's a check swing. Not sure on the call. Looks like he's just going to hold off for ball 1. They do check. And instead, ball 1. One 0 pitch here for Tronson from the stretch. A swing and a miss for strike 1. He's got a big swing here. Either it's a big connection or right there coming up empty-handed just by a little margin. 1-1 pitch. Nobody on, nobody out. Tronson holds off again. Ball 2. Two-one, kicks and fires and low and away. Ball 3. Sheldon Gant trying to settle back in here. And the pitch taken for strike 2. Tronson already on his way to first. Full count. This one batted right back up the middle. The shortstop looks like he has a play on it. Fitzsimmons delivers a strike to first in time for out number 1. 6-3 put out for Tronson. We'll go now to the catcher, Isaac Thurin, batting for those guys. Thurin, the first pitch, is going to let it skip past him in the dirt to the backstop for ball 1. One 0 count here for the left-handed hitter Isaac Thurin. Again, back from the winds-up, the 1-0, and low and outside, ball 2. 2-0. Grounded right back to the pitcher, and it gets past Gant. Should still have a play on it, and Thurin slides hard into first, but not in time. It's out number 2. 2 quick outs for those guys here in the bottom of the second. We got the 9-hitter Sam Olsen up. Drove in 2 runs, 1 for 3 earlier today and an RBI double. First at bat here in game number 2. First pitch the at bat's Olsen, and once again just skipping to the plate. Dirt ball for ball 1. One 0 from Olsen, and this is another dirt ball pitch here for Sheldon Gant. So despite some pitches missing very low, he's had very good success so far this second inning. 2 batters faced, already 2 quick outs. And a 2-0 pitch on the way to Olsen. Swung on, popped up foul, and out of play. That'll be strike 1 for him. 2-1 the count, 2 down. Those guys still leading 2 runs to 1 over Waseca. Trying to pick up their 6th straight victory and a clean sweep on the weekend. 4th pitch the at-bat. Breaking ball. The inside part of the zone, just nabbing it for strike 2. Good spot there from the right-hander Gant. Count gets back to even 2-2. Quickly back in the winds-up, and the pitch fouled straight out of play. Sixth pitch of this at-bat on the way to Olsen, and a little inside. He lets it go by him, just sidestepping. Could have worn it. Instead, he lets ball 3 go by. Full count now, 2 away. Again, back in the winds-up already, and the payoff pitch roped into left center, and this is down for another base hit. Very good piece of hitting there from the Xavier shortstop. He gets his 2nd hit on the day and the 1st on this game. See if those guys can get things going here with 2 away. And a new batter, Chris Witzke, still trying to put it together at the plate. Striking out his first time up. Trying to get back in the groove here, settled in. First pitch from the stretch, and it's going to miss outside, ball 1. No strikes, got to wait for his pitch to drive here. Those guys able to just swing through the ball a lot better today, trying to go for more line drives and less long shots. This one pick over to first, not in time. Gant just trying to hold Olsen there. One 0 pitch to Witzke, popped him up, and it's going to drift foul and out of play. A long strike 1 for Witzke. Gant gets back to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Third pitch on the way. Witzke hits this one in the air towards right field. He should have no problem with it, and he makes the grab for out number 3. No runs on 1 base hit. 1 runner left stranded. Heading into the top of the 3rd inning. Those guys still lead Waseca 2-1. Top of the third inning we go. Those guys leading Waseca 2-1. Brett Price, the pitcher, as first pitch of the at-bat misses high for ball one. To the cleanup hitter, leading things off, Ryan Wang, the first baseman, number 13. Price had a solid inning last time up, only a couple base runners on an error and a walk. Also got 2 strikeouts. 2-0 hitters count here for Wang as he takes a swing at this one and misses strike one on a pitch outside. Two balls, 1 strike here for the left-hander Wang in the 2-1 and high and outside ball 3. So Price trying to settle back in after entering this game a little bit earlier than expected, but he's holding his own out there so far. 1-run lead at his back. It's 2-1 still. 3-1 pitch and missing ball 4. No outs here. We got a man on first. The batter, Kyle Wofe, taking a swing at this one, missing for strike one. Oh, 1. Taken in the black there. Wofe watches strike 2 go by. 0-2 count now. Nobody out. Man on first. Price looks over at the runner, comes set. 0-2 pitch from the belt and swung on and chopped foul. And here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and strike 3 for out number 1. Still confusion about the outs. Real sorry about that, guys. Only 1 down. Man on first. Fresh count for Xander Fitzsimmons, and he'll dodge one that would have sent him to first for ball 1 well inside. 1-0 count here. The pitch. Fastball in the black taken for strike 1. Count gets back to even here, 1-1. 3 strikeouts and 7 hitters faced for Price. Let's see if he keeps things rolling here against Fitzsimmons. 1-1. Another pitch missing inside there. Ball 2 on a breaking ball. Two balls, 1 strike on Fitzsimmons. And this one swung on and missed. Strike 2. Fastball upstairs. Count goes back to even 2-2. Price resets here, looking for out number 2, and not going to get on this pitch. High for ball 3. Full count here. Price from the stretch and missing high and inside. And there's ball 4. Second walk this inning for Price. 3rd on the game. And the 4th walk already for Waseca and Hull. Another right-hander at the plate, and Zach Hohen, 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the first. Looking for redemption here as he takes a big swing at the first pitch and fouls it over the backstop for strike one. The ground ball could spell 2 outs for those guys. They just got to be prepared for it here. Any out in any bag. 1 down, runners on first and second. Those guys still clinging to a 2-1 lead here in the top of the third. Second pitch low for ball 1. Price has his pitch. Nobody holding runners on. Third of the at-bat, and he'll back off the plate, but it was in the zone for strike 2. Just over the inside part of the plate. Good pitch there and a good spot for Price. Comes set. And the delivery just holds off on a slider that breaks too far off the plate and in the dirt for ball 2. Two. Grounded towards third. Doherty bobbles this one, and it's going to be another error on those guys. That's already their third of this game. Owen's going to go to first base safely on an E5. Fitzsimmons to second. Wang into third. And it looks like we got a new batter here for Waseca. Number 15. No, I stand corrected. That's just number 8 hitter Jack Paskowski. 1 hitter sooner than I thought. Or Price going to go out of the windup here. First pitch. Fastball, not a bad spot there for ball 1. Price going to try to get back in the zone here. 1-0. From the windup. Taken off the plate for ball 2. Third pitch of the at-bat, the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Price caught Paskowski out ahead there on a curveball. Good pitch for 2-0. 2-1 now. After the swing and a miss, Price wasting little time from the winds of this one. Down the first base side, and it just cuts foul. Would have been a tough play for Carter Tronson, but he had a good read on it. Just bounces foul for strike 2, and we got a 2-2 count. 1 down. Bases loaded once again for Waseca. Second time this game as they were able to get 1 run across in the first. And the tying run just standing 90 feet away. The go-ahead on at second. Two from Price from the windup. Gets him chasing upstairs. Swing and a miss at a fastball for strike 3. And Price executes to get his second out this inning. Base is still loaded. Work's not done yet. He's got Lucas Cruz up to the plate now. Out at any base here. Price back on the rubber. Cruz, the right-handed hitter, stepping in 0 for 1. Struck out last inning. Against Price. This one will miss high, ball 1. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball low and outside. Strike 1. Price back on the rubber. He winds and fires. Another swing and a miss, and Price starting to get back in the zone here. He works ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can't let up here. He's just needing 1 more strike or 1 more out. 1-2 on the way. Grounded right back up the middle. Price doesn't have to move an inch for it. And he'll throw to first base for out number 3. Waseca going to leave 3 runners stranded here. No runs on 2 walks and an error. Heading into the bottom of the 3rd. Those guys still leading 2-1. Bottom of the 3rd we go here with Tynan Shahidi leading things off. 2-3-4 due up for those guys. Currently leading 2-1 over Waseca. From the windup, first pitch from Sheldon Gant, missing in the dirt. He's still on the mound here after 2 complete innings. Giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, getting 1 strikeout and 1 Waseca defensive error. Second pitch, this one stroked in the air towards straightaway center, and it's down. They just trap it, and it's a base hit for Tynan Shahidi, and the center fielder a little slow to get back up. He laid out for that one. Just coming up empty-handed there. And a leadoff single to center field for Tynan Shahidi. That'll bring up Brendan Doherty, the 3rd baseman, singling. Three-two count here for Doherty. Gant from the stretch, and this is in the dirt, and he'll walk to first. Shahidi leading things off with a single. He'll go into second. Base runners on first and second for Arthur Sells, and he's delivered at the plate so far with 3 RBIs. 1 for 3 earlier today, 0 for 1 right now. And an RBI ground out back in the first, did a job nicely there. No outs and shows bunt the first pitch. Will pull back for ball one. And Shahidi's going to head to third. And nobody covering second. Double steal. But very unorthodox. Shahidi goes in safely to third. They won't get him in time. That actually paid off wonderfully. Arthur Sells showing a bunt, got the fielders to come in. Shahidi takes third. Doherty takes second. They leave both bases unattended. That was impressive right there. The 1-0. And Sells strokes this one to deep center. It's past the fielder, still going. And it's down. Another long hit here for Sells to bring in both runs on a 2 RBI double. And Arthur Sells once again comes up big for those guys. 4-0 now the score. Another 2 RBI double from Arthur Sells. So he advances both runners on a fake bunt. And they both steal second and third. And on the next pitch, Sells strokes it to deep center with the wind pushing in. I had to think maybe that one could have been pushing for a home run on any other day. Will Sturrock now the batter, stepping in 1-for-1 with a double, and Sells will take third on the wild pitch. Those guys now leading 4-1. Sturrock also with a double, 1 run batted in. He steps in 1-for-1. Got another right-hand pitcher warming up for Waseca. 1-0 to Sturrock. Trying to paint the corner. Not going to get it for ball 2. Low and outside. (2-0) and the dirt, ball 3. And the pitch, this one grounded to the third base side. And Sells will be held up at third. That's out number 1. Finally for Waseca, as Sturrock grounds out to third. Sells held up just 90 feet away for Gabe Eckstein. Stepping in 0-for-1 thus far. First pitch on the way to Eckstein, and it's hit the other way nicely. An inside out and caught on the basket. There's going to be a play at the plate, and Sells thrown out at home. And a wonderful play there from Waseca's right fielder. That's Kyle Wofe coming up big there, and he had all his momentum moving forward. It's going to be a sacrifice fly for Eckstein. But instead, it's just an F9 as he's thrown out at the plate. Unfortunate there, but big play there for Waseca. Double play to put away those guys. We had 2 runs scored on 2 base hits. No runners left stranded. Heading into the top of the 4th, those guys lead Waseca 4-1, and we'll have a new pitcher with left-hander Josh Lonan. Leading things off here in the top of the fourth, we got the top of the order due up for Waseca. 1, 2, 3 due up with Cody Olfers leading things off, and he's had a great day at the plate so far, especially in this one. 1 for 1 with a single and a walk, and the lone run scored for Waseca. Got a new pitcher in now for those guys, Josh Lonan. A left-hander out of DMAC. Top arms for them, as well as, I believe, Ames, Iowa. This one hit and fouled. 2-1 count for the lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Lonan from the winds up. Nobody on, nobody out. Saying this one going to miss low and outside for ball 3. Lonan still trying to get comfortable out there on the rubber. Wolfers can be picky here with a hitter's count. 3-1 from the winds up. He fires, trying to show a drag bunt, and he's going to miss low. Or I believe ball 4 indeed. Wolfers reaches base for the third consecutive time in this one. We go to Hunter Frericks at a ground out and reached on an error. First 2 trips to the plate. Waseca starting to get back in the swing of things offensively in this one after getting shut out and only held to 1 hit in the first game of this doubleheader. Frericks takes a swing at the first pitch, misses for strike 1. Lonan now working from the stretch. We know he's got a good pick move. From last weekend, he picked off a runner. Another swing and a miss here from Frericks. He quickly falls behind 0-2. Lonan from the stretch, and another swing, and this time a foul tip into the parking lot. Don't forget to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at @thoseguys_IA for any updates to our schedule, as well as announcements and links to these broadcasts that you're watching right now. The 0-2 delivery, this one hit nicely into right field. And Hunter Frericks has his first hit on the day right there, the second in this game for Waseca, and that'll put Olfers on at second. Frericks on at first as they're trying to chip away at a 4-1 lead for those guys. Lonan still working out of the stretch here. A fresh count to Sheldon Gant. This one taken at the letters for strike 1. Lonan fires the 0-1 and misses well inside. Ball 1. Two batters face, 2 base runners for Waseca on a walk and a single. Lonan still searching for out number 1, and out at any bag here, but runners at first and second. And Gant offers at this one, fouls it straight into the parking lot for strike 2. One, 2 now. Lonan resets. Fires one from the belts, and he will sit down. Gant looking for strike 3 and out number 1 for Josh Lonan. It's like Gant might have taken a couple steps towards the mound on that take there. First pitch now to the hitter, Ryan Wang, and he'll let it go by for ball 1. One down here, already 1 double play for those guys. See if they can turn one here on a grounder. This one grounded sharply down the third base side, but foul, strike 1. 1-1 count. Lonan checking the runners. He goes to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Wang reaching back-to-back times in his first 2 at-bats of the day on walks, back on the first and third. Left stranded both times. 1-2 the count. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Lonan to the plate and right back up the middle. This could be trouble. Olsen corrals it, steps on second and to first. Double play for the shortstop out of Xavier to put away Waseca in the top of the 4th. Great play from Sam Olsen. Good job for Lonan getting out of another jam here. An impressive defense will send those guys to the top of the 4th, leaving 2 base runners stranded on a walk and a hit for Waseca. After 3.5, those guys still lead 4-1. Oh, here, just take this. I don't know why you picked wood. Of all. Bottom of the 4th inning here. We played 3.5. Those guys still leading 4-1. Carter Tronson, the batter. Stepping in 0 for 1. Grounded out to shortstop last time up. He'll foul this one back over the backstop. Strike 1. Got a new pitcher in now. For Waseca here, another right-hander on the 0-1. He'll miss inside for ball 1, and it's Cam Madsen, a 6'5" right-hander. A 1-1 count now to Tronson. Pitch, taken high, ball 2. And it's a 3-1 count. So actually even greater ahead in the count. Tronson 3-1. From the windup, grounded to the right side. Tronson with a hard 90, but not going to get there in time. First baseman will just step on the bag for out number 1. Those guys started off nearly every at-bat in game number 1 by getting a successful base runner, but not quite as successful. Only Shahidi, after putting up that 2 spot back in the last half inning, he let off with a single. This time it's 0-1 after a big swing, but no dice from Isaac Thurin, the catcher. Now batting this time, ground to the other side, and it's going to get past the third baseman, knocked down by the shortstop, but it's going to be a base hit for Thurin, and he's making pretty good at-bats so far this weekend for those guys. There's another base hit for him, and his first on the day. Now standing in 1 for 2. We're going to have a courtesy runner now. I believe that to be former pitcher Brett Price, perhaps. Coming into base run. one down after the single from Thurin. This one's grounded towards second base. Gets past him. And into shallow right center field. They're going to hold Thurin. So they're going to hold Price up at third, doing some base running here. Going to be E4 after charging in hard on that ball. Second baseman lets it go right past him, and Sam Olson now standing in on first base. Runners at the corners. Going back to the top of the order with Chris Witzke. One away here. 2 errors thus far for Waseca, but 3 for those guys, uncharacteristically like them. They've also made some nice defensive plays today, however. And on the first pitch of the at-bat, Witzke going to shoot this one the other way, but tails it foul and out past the third base side bullpen for a long strike one. Olson heads back to first. Might have been a hit and run opportunity there. And the pitch goes just right underneath the catcher there in the dirt for ball one. Nice job for the catcher, Hohen, to just knock that one down. I'll hold the runners. 1-1, one away. Third pitch of the at-bat from the stretch, and Witzke going to shoot this one the other way. And an easy double play there. Not a bad opportunity, just a tough turn of events. A line drive out to third. Olson trying to steal second once again. They're able to twist it. On a 5-3 double play. 4 outs, 2 and 3. Can't blame Witzke just hitting that one on the nose and Olson taking off for second. That just turns against them there. No runs on 1 hit. And 1 runner left stranded. We go now to the top of the 5th inning here from Bancroft. Still 4-1. Those guys ahead of Waseca. Welcome back to Bancroft as we got 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for Waseca. Top of the 5th here, first pitch to Kyle Wofe. Taken outside for ball 1. Wofe going to step out here. Coach is going to talk something over. Long third base side, but we'll resume play nonetheless. Lonan quickly back in the winds up and the delivery missing outside for ball 2. 2-0 now. This one hit hard into left field and have a day Kyle Wofe. There's another base hit from him. And he has just been able to find a barrel consistently. And with a 2-0 count, That pays off perfectly. There's another base hit for Waseca. That's their third of the game. To lead things off here in the top of the fifth. Man on first, no outs. We now go to Fitzsimmons, the batter. He'll take strike one right down Broadway. Xander Fitzsimmons, the shortstop, making a couple of nice plays out there thus far. Lonan, a quick pickoff attempt to first, not in time. As Wofe was able to see that one coming. Oh, 1. And this one misses ball one. Waseca still trying to chip away at a 4-1 lead. Trying not to get sweep today. This one will miss just a bit off the plate for ball 2. Lonan resets from the stretch. Kicks and fires, and just a bit low for ball 3. Three-one count, no outs here. A hitter's count for Fitzsimmons. And the fifth pitch of the at-bat, big swing and a miss for Fitzsimmons. Tried to turn on that one. Just couldn't quite time it up. And we got a full count now with no outs, runner on first. Wind just relentless as it continues to pick up from center field. It's going to be tough for the hitters moving forward, but another pickoff attempt holding Wofe on. Not trying to throw him off, just hold him there. Let's see if he challenges. No steal, but the pitch just off the plate, and there's ball 4. Now we got runners on first and second. After a single and a walk given up by Lonan. This one popped up, but not enough within reach for the catcher Thurin. The batter Zach Hohen stepping in 0 for 2, a backward strikeout and reaching on an E5 earlier. Fouls off the first pitch. Lonan quickly back in the stretch. To the plate, swung on, hit sharply, but slicing foul. And falling behind quickly now in the count, 0-2. Runner resets, 0-2 from the belt, and he'll retire him in 3 pitches for a backward strikeout. And there's out number 1 for the left-hander, Josh Lonan. Looks like we'll see a right-hander heading out to the bullpen for those guys. Blue jerseys with no numbers. We'll get that eventually when he comes in, but first pitch taken, strike for Paskowski, stepping in 0 for 2. He's got an 0-1 count now. Lonan looks the runners, goes to the plate. Fastball in the black, taken, ball 1. A 1-1 count now. Lonan from the stretch, he fires, swung on, just getting a piece of it over the backstop. Into the parking lot, strike 2. Lonan trying to quickly earn his second out of the inning here. Runners on first and second. Those guys still clinging to a 4-1 lead after 4 complete already played. And the pitch, weakly grounded right back up the middle. Lonan 2 seconds. Olsen gets the out at 2, and another double play twisted there. A check swing comes back and backfires for Paskowski. As a 1-6-3 will retire the Braves in 4 hitters faced. They leave 1 runner stranded, no runs on 1 single and 1 walk. And we've played 4.5. It's still 4-1 those guys heading to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 is the count after Madsen gets the first pitch in the dirt to the leadoff batter, Tynan Shahidi. Takes a big swing and a miss here at it. Shahidi, the number 2 hitter in the order, will lead things off once again. 2, 3, 4 due up for those guys. A couple more opportunities here in the bottom of the 5th to add to a 3-run lead. Still 4-1, ripped sharply back up the middle, but it takes a hop towards the second baseman. And a good play there for out number 1. So on a 1-1 ground out, leads to out number 1. To bring up Brendan Doherty, who has reached base every time he stepped in the box today. 2 walks and 2 hits in game number 1. He'll take strike 1. And this time up, he steps in 1 for 1. A single, a walk, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. So he's having a very good day statistically. 0-1. Madsen from the winds up. And this one will miss outside for ball 1. The wind is just howling now. 1-1 the count as this pitch is fouled into the streets of Bancroft for strike 2. A fastball outside. He'll just try to go with it, but just a hair too late. A little tough trying to time up those pitches outside. 1-2 the count now, and 4th of the at-bat. Ripped towards shortstop, and it'll slice past him. Fitzsimmons almost making another great play on it. But Brendan Doherty having himself one heck of a day. 4th base hit of the day, and he has been nothing but perfect so far. Reaching base safely every single time. That is truly impressive, and he is just in a zone right now. With 1 down following the single, we'll go to Arthur Sells, the cleanup hitter. Also having an exceptional day at the plate. Had another RBI double as he takes ball 1. Last time up, left stranded on 3rd, but drove in 2 runs on a ball just absolutely crushed to center field. If we weren't playing in such windy conditions, only a matter if some of those balls batted would have been home runs. This one fouled towards the batting cage. Still a right-hander warming up for those guys. Coach Kieran from 3rd trying to tell Sells, trying to stay gap to gap. It's really meaning trying to find left center, right center, just try to shoot that ball right back up the middle. Really got to simple it down when you can't swing for the fences, especially in this wind. Gusting close to 40 miles per hour. 1-1 the count, and this pitch ripped sharply foul into the parking lot, and that's strike 2. Doherty still on first base after the 1-out single. Sells battling a 1-2 count now, fouling off the last 2 pitches. Madsen, the pitcher, resets. From the belt, here's the 1-2, and low and outside in the dirt, and Doherty might have misread this dirt ball as he is thrown out trying to go to second base. And there's out number 2. Doherty thought this one might have been heading for the backstop, and instead it's a magnificent play from the catcher, Zach Hohen, throwing out Doherty by actually quite a few steps there. So instead, 2-2 here for Sells. 2 away, and that'll actually do it for those guys in 2 pitches. That will do it for those guys after the bottom of the 5th. No runs on 1 hit, no runners left stranded. Heading into the top of the 6th, those guys still lead Waseca 4-1. believe the pitcher to be Shane Gurnick, a right-hander out of Northwestern. A young pitcher there, just completed half of a freshman season. And actually pitching to his teammate Isaac Thurin. So still waiting for confirmation, but we do believe this to be a new right-hander for those guys, making his debut here in the top of the 6th. Shane Gurnick. So again, it's another friendly teammate combo here. Gurnick to Thurin, both of those players, pitcher to catcher out of Northwestern College in Orange City. So Gurnick going to have his debut here. Might start to see some pinch hitters here. For Gurnick, now batting is the pitcher Cam Madsen. He'll swing and just get a piece of this one. Strike one. Madsen coming into bat to lead things off here in the 6th. Got an 0-1 count now. Nobody on, nobody out. Gurnick from the windup. Fires. Swing and a miss, and there's already strike 2. Working ahead in the count, 0-2. From the windup, he fires, and 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Good work there for Gurnick to put away Madsen in just 3 pitches. Goes down swinging. He already has his first strikeout as a member of those guys. Got another new batter here. This looks to be Alex Feeney stepping back up to the plate. A starter in game number 1. This is his first at bat in game 2. He'll take ball 1 outside and foul this one away for strike 1. 1-1 count now, 1 down, nobody on base. Third pitch of the at-bat on the way. Gurnick. It's a fastball past him, but instead it's ball 2 in a good spot. The young right-hander out of Northwestern. 2 balls to 1 strike to count. Gurnick from the windup. He fires. Trying to paint the corner that time, but it'll pop out of Thurin's mitt for ball 3. This pitch in the dirt, and it'll be ball 4 and a 5-pitch walk there to send Feeney to first here in the top of the 6th. Those guys not out of the woods yet. Waseca not trailing by much. They got 1 run on 3 hits, 2 defensive errors. Those guys leading by 3. They got 4 runs on 6 hits and 3 defensive errors. But they've been able to twist a couple of double plays today, including the one to end last inning. New batter now, Kelvin Nelson. Got a slew of pinch hitters here for the Braves. Here in the top of the 6th, he'll try to do a drag bunt. With the ones on the first pitch of the at-bat, now it's just 1 strike, no balls. Second pitch, he'll lay off, take it inside and low for ball 1. Feeney on first after the walk. Gurnick trying to resettle in here. He's now pitching out of the stretch. Resets, and from the belt, this one pops him up. Doherty watches the wind carry it into the street, and that's strike 2. 1-2. Almost catching a piece of him, and instead it misses just for ball 2 in the dirt inside. Count gets back to even 2 balls, 2 strikes. And pulled towards first base. Tronson knocks it down and just steps on first base in time to beat Nelson there. Rips this one down the first base side. Tronson knocks it down in foul territory and beats Nelson to first base. And there's out number 2. Feeney advances to second. 2 away, and another pinch hitter here for Waseca. It's Rob Meidel. Getting another at-bat here today. He'll take strike 1 on the inner half of the zone. 0-1 the count now. Second pitch misses well outside for ball 1. Or the batter, Meidel. 1-1 count, 2 away. Ernie trying to retire Waseca and 4 batters. This one grounded right back to the mound. Dropping the ball. He'll just flick it to Tronson there for out number 3. One more opportunity for those guys to extend their lead as they're still ahead of Waseca, 4-1. Heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Will Sturck, the hitter here, leading things off for those guys in the bottom of the 6th, leading Waseca 4-1, trying to add to their lead. One last time for insurance before we got to close the door. Hopefully. Sturck going to ground this one over towards short. Fitzsimmons right there to corral it, and not on the base. Looks like it might have been a wild throw, and that's going to be the 3rd error of the game. Or Waseca, the throw off the mark. Sturck will at least lead things off, reaching base safely. Now both teams having 3 errors apiece. Will go to Gabe Eckstein, another Nyack outfielder. Playing right this game, stepping in 0 for 2 thus far. 3 for 4 yesterday against Montrose Waverly, so know what he's capable of as a freshman. Hit .435 in about half of a season, so at Nyack, that's a lot more than holding your own. That's pretty impressive as a freshman. Eckstein does a check swing here for strike 2. Can't hold back on that one. A little indecisive swing. Gonna try to battle back here, expand the zone a little bit. Runner on first, nobody out. Madsen still pitching for Waseca. From the stretch, the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. And a nice block there from Zach Hohen. He's been having a tremendous day behind the plate. One ball, two strikes, and Eckstein will take this one on the inner half of the zone for strike three looking. And there's out number one for Cam Madsen. Only the third time those guys have struck out in this one, and we'll go now to Carter Tronson, grounding out twice already. See if he can turn the tide here, try to add more runs as he rips this one right back up the middle. It's going to be down for a hit. A nice piece of hitting there for Carter Tronson. There's their 7th team hit in game number 2. They had 9 in game 1 and played at 11 runs to 10-run rule with Waseca. Let's see if they can keep adding here. One down, we go to the catcher, Isaac Thurin. Those guys trying to extend their winning streak to 6. Madsen from the stretch, looks at Sturrock at second, and nobody holding him there. He'll step off the rubber towards Sturrock at second. The pitch, and Thurin's going to hold off at a big load, but lays off ball one low and outside. One out count now for Thurin. Madsen to the plate. Gets this one past for strike one. Count evens back up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Thurin lays off a fastball in the black for strike 2 taken. Good discipline just waiting for your pitch to drive with less than 2 strikes, but now he's going to have to expand a little bit. Those guys trying to buy themselves some insurance. They led 5-0 over 365 yesterday. Thurin hits this one into right field. There's a single. They're going to hold Sturrock up at third. They had Nelson in right, and as a pitcher, you know, he might have had a pretty solid arm on him. But back-to-back singles for Tronson and Thurin with just 1 away, and that'll load the bases up for Sam Olson. As I was mentioning again, it sure would be nice to get some insurance in a close ball game, especially after 365 almost climbed back into one yesterday. After trailing 5-0 in the top of the 7th, they were able to get 3 runs, left the bases loaded. Those guys just getting out of a jam for their 3rd victory in a row. But here we go now. 1 down, bases loaded on the first pitch. Olson takes a fastball, painting the low outside corner. Madsen gets strike 1. Madsen working out of the windup now with runners at every base. Looks the runners at the corners, goes back to the windup, the 0-1, and Olson grounds this one towards shortstop. Fitzsimmons there to get the out at second. Not in time at first. It'll be an RBI fielder's choice to make it 5-1. So Olson delivers, at least bringing a run home. He'll just trade spots with Thurin out at second on a fielder's choice. Good job in the RBI. We'll go back to the top of the order with Chris Witzke. Runners at the corners with 2 away. As this pitch bounces off the plate for ball 1. A play at second, not in time. Good dirt ball read for Olson as he steals second. Very nicely done to read that pitch in the dirt for Olson. Not as easy as it looks. 1-0. Witzke lets a fastball blow by him for strike 1. Madsen shakes off a pitch And finally begins his wind. Delivers 1-1. Witzke grounded towards first. Tough play there on a hard hit ball, just right at the first baseman. He easily steps on the bag for out number 3. Those guys get 1 run on 2 base hits, leaving 2 runners stranded. Also having a fielder's choice go their way. 1 strikeout, 1 error. And Gernick's going to try to close this one out as those guys lead Waseca 5-1. Final half inning coming up if Waseca can climb back from a 4-run deficit here in the top of the 7th. Three outs is all Gernick needs to put away Waseca for those guys' 6th straight victory here from Memorial Park. They lead 5-1 heading into the top of the 7th as the first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1 to the cleanup hitter Ryan Wang. Stepping in 0 for 1, he grounded into a double play but also reached twice on walks. Let the first two pitches go by low and inside balls for balls. Gernick wasting little time from the winds up as this one skied towards shallow left field. No communication yet. Doherty has the ball just get carried away in the wind out of reach, and it's been ultimately way harder on the fielders with this wind trying to track down those fly balls. Turn routine flyouts into either errors or hits, or like that one, just out of reach when you think you've got it tracked down. Second life here for Ryan Wang here as he fouls that one off for a long strike 1. It's 2-1 in the count. Nobody on, nobody out. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for Waseca, and the pitch from Gernick, fastball in the black, but off the plate for ball 3. Fifth pitch of the at-bats, and in there for strike 2. Work to count full as Wang had already tossed the bat to the dugout thinking it was a ball. Good spot for Gernick. Let's see if he can finish it off here in this battle with Wang for his first out on the top of the 7th. Gernick shakes off a couple pitches, and he'll start from the windup. Payoff pitch, swung on, fouled the other way. Wang works a 7-pitch at bat here. Three-two on the way, and stroke to center field. Shallow as Olson calls off Witzke and makes the grab for out number 1. Olson called that one early. Witzke still racing in. Could have been trouble for the center field and shortstop on that pop fly to Bermuda's Triangle. Instead, got another pinch hitter here. Looks like it's Pawson. We saw from game 1 as Uriah Pawson fouls this one up into the parking lot. Pop fly for strike 1. Those guys only needing 2 more outs here to finish off the doubleheader and get a perfect 4-0 sweep on the weekend. Gernick with the 0-1 from the winds up. Nice breaking ball there. Running across the plate for strike 2. Great movement on that curveball. Third pitch of the at-bats and grounded towards third. Doherty scoops it up. And a perfect throw to first for out number 2. Put away Posson for out number 2. Xander Fitzsimmons gets another at-bat here today. With 2 outs, he takes the first pitch well inside ball 1. Fitzsimmons reaching on a couple of walks. 0 for 1, striking out in the first. One final opportunity here for Waseca with 2 down, the 1-0. Too low for ball 2. Third pitch of the at-bat, 2-0 hitters pitch, and off the plate for ball 3. Fitzsimmons works the count, 3-0 now. Could still be picky. Let's see if he swings away with the green lights, and nope, it is high and away for ball 4. Third consecutive walk for Fitzsimmons. Good plate discipline there. Go back to the catcher, Zach Cohen, who's had a heck of a day behind the plate, but in the box, he's 0 for 3. A pair of strikeouts and reaching on an error once. 2 down. Quick pickoff attempt, not in time. Just holding Fitzsimmons there at first. 2 outs in. Here's the first pitch to Hohen. Low and outside, and that'll allow Fitzsimmons to take second base on ball 1 and the pass ball. Just popping out of the mid of third. Second pitch, painting the corner, low and outside, strike 1. Good spot there for Gernick. And here's the 1-1. Swung on and hit in the air, foul towards right field. The Braves of Waseca down to their final strike here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down in the top of the 7th. Might be too little too late to surmount a comeback. We'll find out here. Gernick steps back on the rubber, has his pitch. From the belt, the 1-2 offering, curveball, and he'll sit him down looking for strike 3, and that is the ball game. Another great game for those guys as they cap off a perfect weekend, 4-0. And their winning streak extends to 6 in a row. They now have their record at 7-1. Great couple of innings there from the new pitcher, Shane Gernick. At 2 strikeouts, no runs given up. And another great game offensively for those guys. A couple to mention, Arthur Sells having one heck of a day, as well as Brendan Doherty reaching base safely every single time, whether on a base hit or a walk. And overall, up and down the lineup, a lot of hard hit balls for every guy. So a great weekend for those guys, going 4-0. First game of the weekend for those guys, they beat Baseball 365 5-3. They beat Montrose Waverly yesterday in the nightcap 8-2. 10-run Waseca earlier today, 11-0, and now they defeat them 5-1. And a much closer game. Well, that's going to do it for this weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in to Live Amateur Baseball. Very nice to have this going on. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel as we'll have more action for you next weekend. Another triangular series. Those guys trying to right the wrong of that loss against the Fairmont Martins. We'll see them as well as Lonsdale. A triangle on Saturday and another doubleheader against the Blue Earth Pirates on Sunday. Again, my name is Mitch Kieran. Thank you so much for tuning into our contests, and don't forget to make time to stop by Memorial Park at some point this summer. It's one heck of a ball field. Really just hallowed historic grounds here in Bancroft, Iowa. That's going to do it. Have yourselves a great rest of your evening, and thanks for tuning in.